Yeah, or is a cat dead or is it not dead? If it's like if you can't see that it's dead, if it's inside the box, you know what I'm saying? Like it's an infinite possibility. Like we always live in the now, right? And it's this box that we choose to like me right now choosing to do this or me choosing to go like this or you know what I'm saying? Every decision that we make is like creating the reality that's gonna happen next. It's just a matter of like I feel like it's a matter of like being at the right place at the right time and
Mm-hmm.
just things align and the more persistent that you become about things, the more that things fall into your favor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time it's like you can't expect everything to happen so quickly
Right.
without it backfiring. You know what I'm saying? Like you say you catch something in a bottle and it's like you expect to catch lightning in the bottle every time. So
Yep.
your expectations are already at a certain level. You can't have any expectations.
Yep.
You gotta think like nobody owes you anything. You're starting from the bottom. If it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, you're doing it because you love to do it. And
Right.
that's what it really is supposed to be. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
if you don't love it, then you don't belong here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then just stop making music, and that's fine. It's not for everybody.
Right.
It's a hard hustle, you know?
Yep. Yep.
Like
Yep.
I've been doing it like I told you like a long time and nothing's popped off. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep doing it no matter what. Whether I'm broke, I'm rich. Of course, if I'm rich, I'm gonna get more people to see me. And then if I do stuff like this, I get more people to see me. If I do shows, if I keep promoting myself, if I go out there and start doing for myself, then
Facts.
other people will start noticing. They're gonna be like, oh well, JC's doing this, JC's doing that. Let's see what JC's doing next because I want to be part of that. How did Sexy Red get her position? Like how did Sexy Red land on a Snoop Dogg album? Because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's not the best rapper. How did Lil Yachty become the ghostwriter that he is now? How did Ice Spice become the sensation that she is now?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They put in the work. They weren't specifically the best artists, but they put in the work, and
Facts.
that's what you got to do. It doesn't, and you gotta have a team too. I'm not saying like it's a one person thing,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like you gotta start off with yourself, and then other people want to join you, and then it becomes a bigger group, and then like you just start building this community around you, and like
Mm-hmm.
that's what needs to happen in El Paso, right?
Right.
And it's growing, but it's like it takes time. Like it's brewing. You know, it's like there's something brewing here. It's like a prophecy, like I said. It's a prophecy like that's coming to fruition, but it takes time. Like you can't just have the next Mexican Eminem. Like you don't
Hmm.
know who it's gonna be. There's so many of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could be Lefty Gunplay. It could be JC Kush.
Could be.
You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Facts.
It could be anybody. I was telling you, Doughman's really good, man. Have you heard of Doughman?
Can't say how.
Doughman's really good. He's
From a
from
hustle.
Houston, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
He's from Houston, but he's really big up there too with like the Coyotes. The Coyotes are working with TDE. Mexicans are up,
Yeah.
and I was gonna say you can't say hip hop without Mexicans like
Most definitely.
from the beginning. African Americans created hip hop, but so did Mexican Americans and
It's the
Puerto
culture
Rican
of it.
Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
all the people that was up there in New York, like the Big L's, I mean like the big puns and the Fat Joes
Mhm.
and you know what I'm saying? And like even the DJs from that back then will tell you that there was Mexican DJs playing hip hop and like even to Tupac. You
Yeah.
know where did you know that Tupac originally got his name from a Peruvian revolutionary?
I did not.
Tupac Amaru
Oh shit.
was a Peruvian revolutionary. I just learned about that. My sister told me about that.
Huh.
I was like, that's interesting.
That is
And
interesting.
they say that he had ties to the Peruvians, I guess.
Yeah.
But also, his producer was from Juarez, Johnny J.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's all tied in. That's why I maybe that's why I feel like we have a kindred spirit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's funny that kindred,
Yeah.
right? but we kind of like, I've always felt like that relationship between me and Pac. And so when Kendrick kind of like showed also like his like admiration for him, I was like, damn, like, and I always knew Kendrick was some special, bro. As soon as I heard him, like,
On Rigor Mortis.
nah, before that, I
Before
heard
that?
him on
That was Rigor Mortis for me.
Ignorance is Bliss.
Yeah.
Ignorance is Bliss. When I heard Ignorance is Bliss, I was like, I knew it. And then I heard Dre heard it. I was like, oh, it's over, dog.
Yeah.
Ignorance is Bliss probably was the one that got me. But the whole EP was fire. Like, I had been hearing them for the longest, bro. Like, but the Monster Freestyle, Monster.
Yeah.
Let me get that.
No worries, man.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry.
Telemarketing? Man, I like those calls, right?
Hate him.
Hate them. But yeah, Kendrick, man. Crazy guy, right?
Yeah, that song. I know I talked about it last podcast, but the "Sing About Me" because I
Oh,
can't.
yeah,
I can't
I
stop.
love that song. I was listening to it. I was like, bro, I knew it was a classic back then, but like listening to it now, it's so much more meaningful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew back then that it was a classic. I knew it when it came out, but not listening to it now, it just hits a little different. You're just like, damn,
Yeah.
this guy, he did it. Like, you feel good. Like you feel like he's like you did it, bro. And I know the fact that when you see somebody else do it, it just gives you that power to like want to do it even more, because it's like, I knew you were gonna do it, and I know I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So when it happens for me, it's gonna be like that, but somebody else is gonna see it in their perspective, and it's gonna inspire them to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait for that to happen. You know what I'm saying?
It's
gonna happen. It takes some time, like I said, but you just gotta keep going, bro.
Like how X was saying, if you want something so bad, it will happen.
Bro, manifesting is real. That's why, like, the simulation theory, like, everything like, when I was on shrooms, I remember this one time I was like, life is but a thought.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to think things into existence. That's the source of the code, is made by thought, by intention. So have you ever heard of the double slit experiment?
No.
Okay, so basically our reality is into atoms, right?
Yes.
Like the breakdown of everything. So they shoot these particles through these slits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they observe that they sometimes they're waves, and sometimes they're like, sometimes they're straight and sometimes they're not. Like they're different. Like they have variabilities. And so the thing about it is that what makes it different was that there's an observer. So when you have an observer, it creates the reality. So it's like the saying, like, if a tree falls and no one hears it, did it really fall? You know?
Or did it make a sound?
Yeah, or is a cat dead, or is it not dead? If it's like, if you can't see that it's dead, if it's inside the box. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an infinite possibility. Like, we always live in the now, right? And it's this box that we choose to, like, me right now choosing to do this, or me choosing to go like this, or, you know what I'm saying? Every decision that we make is like creating the reality that's gonna happen next. So it's like a consecutive movie, right? And so we only have the now, and with the now we create what's next. And so, like, that's the whole thing about it. Like, and it's the intention that you put into the now that creates like the reality that you see next. And so, like, that's why the whole manifesting thing works, because if you put your focus into something, then it grows. And so you put your focus into positivity, you start getting good results. You put your focus into negativity, you're always staying stuck in the same predicaments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everything is just a thought. So it starts from a thought. You're everything that you decide to do, like, what you decide to think of, what you decide to, like, who you think about, what you think about, all of that, like, goes into like what you're gonna create, or what you're gonna attract. So if you're thinking of somebody and then they call you, that was you attracting them. You know what I'm saying?
There's this one time that I was at my last job. I was walking into the building. I'm like, it's about to be a bad day.
Right.
And as soon as I get up the stairs, drop my phone. I was like,
you're like, I knew it.
I was like, it's gonna be a good day then. And then, yeah, like, I ended up having a good day after that. And I was like, all right, well, maybe I should start saying, I'm gonna find parking in the front of the Walmart.
Exactly.
And it would usually happen.
Yeah.
But,
and
like,
it's not always accurate, because you're not, like, always like I said, we're not perfect beings,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that certain things do happen is like questionable. And not just that, there's science behind it. Like you need the observer, and like manifestation is real, energy is real. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that we can't explain. Like the whole a lot of people don't believe in horoscopes, but it's because it's so much deeper than what mainstream media, like everything is like broken down into people have certain ideas about stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like people have ideas about drugs, people have ideas about horoscopes, people have ideas about music, people have ideas about sex, people have, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like just different thoughts that are planted into your brain based off of what society like tells you. And a lot of times we don't question things that we should be questioning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why we don't grow, because we don't like to, because a lot of times when you're younger, the person that asks questions upholds the class. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be the one that upholds the class, or you don't want to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to be asking questions, because if you don't ask questions, then how are you supposed to learn?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people stay stuck in a certain mentality, or like this crab mentality that we have, because they didn't learn anything in school, like because they were like they're trying to be the cool kids, they're trying to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah. Or
they
it's like,
spend their whole lives being at the club, they spend their whole lives
yeah.
buying bottles, and you're like these 30-40-year-old dudes that, you know,
Yeah. Or
trying to
like
impress these
people,
girls, you know what
or
I'm saying, you don't
people who
grow
go
up.
back to their exes.
Yeah, that's another thing, you don't
Mm-hmm.
grow up, bro. Like you need to let certain things go, and like act your age, act your wage, act,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? You spend all this money trying to impress people, just use that money to better become a better person, and you'll attract the right people and the right situations. And
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's just like we get so caught up in like these ideas of what we're supposed to be. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like I'm supposed to be this guy that has $1 million billion, and I'm supposed to provide, and I'm supposed, you know what I'm saying? We have
Mm-hmm.
all these ideas, right? Of who we're supposed to be to society.
Yeah.
And then like when we can't be that person, we get so hard on ourselves, and that's what creates like the whole depression thing. And then
Mm-hmm.
what do you do when you're depressed? You want to go get distracted,
Yeah.
to distractions, and go do some drugs, go see some women, go see, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what does a man do when he's focused? He goes and he dives into his purpose.
Yep.
And that's
He
what I
works.
did. And that's what I recommend people do. It's not about like glorifying the drugs or having fun. Go have fun. That's cool. I've had plenty of nights that I had fun,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm alive, and I can't say that about a whole lot of friends of mine. You know what I'm saying?
I feel.
I stayed focused. A lot of times, certain friends didn't stay focused. They got lost in the
Mm-hmm.
depression. They got lost in the sauce, and it took some people's lives, or they ended up in certain situations where, you know what I'm saying, like their ego was bigger than their self-discipline,
Mm-hmm.
and so they ended up in a bad situation where they died, or even just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Like being out and about with the wrong people, or being out and about at the wrong times. Like, you know what happens at night, bro. El Paso's not like a, you know, we're a drinking city, we're dangerous, like we out here, like
Yeah.
we really, like you might not like, and you look at El Paso and you think, oh, this is a really nice town, but you dive in, this ghetto, bro. Like we hood out here. Like that's
Yeah.
why a lot of
It.
Mexicans use the N word out here, because
Yep.
this is our hood, bro. We really out here, like this is our hood, like for real, for real. Like,
Yeah. I feel that.
and a lot of people adapt into that mindset that this is their hood, and we're living like in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's because that's their reality, and that's what they seen off of the movies, and that's what they seen off of the rap videos, and that's what they, you know what I'm saying, and they start believing it
Mm-hmm.
themselves. And so that's why you see all these little kids with shooting guns and all, like, bro, chill out, bro. Like, you know,
Yeah.
life's short, bro. You don't want to go. You don't want to go. I've been to that cell block. You don't want to go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to go there. That's the last place you want to be at. Honestly, I'd rather be dead than to be in there
I feel.
myself. Like, I've been there and it sucks. I'd rather be out here and have nothing than to be in there.
Yeah.
Because over there, you're not human. You're a pig, or you're just you're cattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a number. You think you're a number at your job? Go to jail.
Ugh.
Yeah, you think you're a number at your job? Go to jail, and you'll see how they treat you there. And not even just how they treat you, bro. Literally in the law, you're 3/5 of a person once you become a cellmate. That's why that's what Kanye was talking about. That we're still slaves.
Yeah.
We're still slaves. Kanye wasn't wrong, bro. Of course, he's not right mentally, but that's because they drugged him and they abused him. And he's not right because like people get abused.
Mm-hmm.
And their childhoods aren't all that great. And maybe he feels remorse because in some way he killed his mom. You know what I'm saying? Because why? He wasn't focused. He was out there looking for the acceptance of his bigger brother or the acceptance of the crowd, and the mom kind of was doing the same thing. Why did she go to do that surgery? For the acceptance of other people. Or you just go to gym, bro. Like, you know,
yeah,
for real. Or make sure that if she does have surgery, make sure that somebody's there, like just to take care. Or even the fact that he wasn't there after her surgery probably ate him up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That he could have prevented that, but since he was an artist and he was busy, he wasn't able. Bro, that would kill me if that happened to my mom. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that it doesn't justify what he's doing. But I understand where he's coming from. He's coming from a space of love, and a lot of people don't understand that because how can you love Hitler when he did all that? But that's what Jesus was saying. He said, "Love everybody. Love the people, the strippers, the hookers, the people that do drugs, the people." You know what I'm saying? Like Lefty Gunplay was on the podcast, on the Brown Bat podcast, and like he was praying on there, and then like Lecrae came up there and he was like, yeah, well, it's because like we live two completely different lives, but that doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we're all humans. We're on a spiritual journey. And even I would, like, when Kendrick asked Lecrae like, what he would do, he said, bro, I don't know because I'm also human, bro. Like literally, I might do the same thing. And it's like, bro, I might speak on the whole Jesus Christ stuff. I might speak super righteous, but I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not perfect, but there's a way to become a better person every single day, and that's what I focus on. You know what I'm saying? Just getting a little bit better than I was before.
Yeah.
And that's the real competition. And once you see it that way, then we could all grow together. You know what I'm saying? As a community. But not until then can we actually have competition, because competition right now is we're gonna kill you, like you know what I'm saying, like we're starving out here, like El Paso's starving for real,
for
like,
sure,
because there's no leadership, there's no OGs. You know what I'm saying? So you just let everybody fight, there's just gonna be a bunch of little kids fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's not grown men out here respecting the culture. There's a couple of us, but at the same time it's like for the most part, what do you know, a lot of like these kids are like Edgars, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like it is what it is. They're youngins, like they're, or even like YNs. You know what I'm saying? Like you got all this whole, but that's the thing about it. Like it's always hip hop and music and culture. It's always gonna be young. But that's the thing about it. They're misguided because. And even like 2 Chainz was talking about it in that album. That was a really good album, by the way, with him and Larry June. You heard it? He was talking about how he influences like the generation. He's like, I feel kind of bad because like we brought him up into like all this, but like that's what we were really doing. Like we were out here really dealing with all this stuff, and like we wasn't trying to glorify it. It's just what it really was. And it's fine. Like I said, like we come from this. It's fine. This is what, like literally, like the whole hip hop thing has came from the crack era. If you think about it, like that's where it came out of, right? Like what was it? The first dudes that were rapping. It was like Funk Master Flash. Or
Funk Master
like
Flex.
No. Flex is the guy with the boom boom with the bombs. Funk Master Flash. No, Flash.
Funk Master
Flash. I think.
Albert, can you look it up for us?
Albert, look that up for us. We're on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Funk Master.
I think it was Funk Master Flash, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might be Flash. But either way, it came from like the crack era and like just like from the poverty, from the hood, really. And like they tried to make hip hop really. It's funny that it actually started from like parties. It started at parties, and it was like about having fun.
Yeah.
And then it got deep. And a lot of people think hip hop's supposed to be deep, but if you think about it, everything has a certain origin that kind of contradicts everything that you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like even God is himself, the light has to come from the dark. A lot of people negate the devil, but the devil is a part of God in a way.
Right.
And a lot of people will say, oh, it's because this is bad. Or like they'll paint a picture of something being bad, but like what's bad to you might not be bad to another person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It goes back to the whole thing about drugs and guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes like that's just what it is. And it's, you know, that's just life. Like life isn't all a walk in the park, you know what I'm saying? It gets ugly out there. It really does. And so there's just so much more to what people like. Have you ever seen Danny Darko?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect, because you say you're not a movie person, and a lot of people don't watch that movie. But Danny Darko is a really good movie, and in that movie, it's Jake Gyllenhaal. He's a younger, and like there's this the whole thing is kind of like about time travel, actually, in a way. It's a really crazy movie, but they make it seem like a horror movie. It's not. It's really actually woke. And like the whole thing about it, like they have this whole thing about how the teachers like well, there's this thing, there's this guy that goes to the school, right? And he's supposed to be like a motivational speaker or whatever, and like you're supposed to say no to fear and yes to love. And the teacher's like, okay, on a scale from fear to love, how would you rate these situations? And then Danny's like, well, you can't just say like if it's fear or love. Like sometimes it's in between, and like it's just complicated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I always tell my mom this, like, because she's really like Christian and like really like against the devil, and I'm like, well, if somebody was to go rob something in order to feed their family, would they be doing wrong, or would they be doing right? Right? Or if you were to go and steal a Bible from a church so you could learn the word, is that a good thing or a bad thing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you're robbing, but you have good intentions. I see it in a way like, if I kill somebody, I'm protecting my family. I did the right thing at the end of the day, because I might have killed somebody, but I protected my family. You came in here trying to let you kill me
for free.
Exactly. Like, or not even just that. Not even on a selfish level. More of like, because on a selfish level, I would feel a little bit more remorse for the person. But if I'm doing it to protect somebody out of love, I would not feel any remorse.
Yeah, like
because I'm doing it for you not to do something to me that,
exactly,
you know what I'm saying, that I would not, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's still selfish, if you think about it, it's still like I'm doing it for them too, because like that's what would kill like the remorse for me, being able to do something in order to save somebody, you know what I'm saying, that I love. I don't know, I just kind of in my head it kind of just, I might be kind of cynical, I guess.
Not most definitely, like it makes sense.
You know
like
what I'm saying?
If I accidentally murder someone, not even accidentally, but if I just murder someone because they're trying to murder me, I would definitely feel bad, or
for sure, because
like I would feel, what's the word I'm looking
remorse.
for? Like not remorse, but like guilt,
empathy.
Yes,
yeah, you still feel some empathy,
because
I would try to like shoot somewhere where like you don't kill them.
Yeah, most definitely, I would try that, because I'm so empathetic that I try not to step on ants.
Yeah.
And there was this, like a couple weeks ago, I didn't even tell y'all about this, but a couple weeks ago, I was walking into my house, and we have like 3 gates, main gate, and then there's like a gate that you open up to get inside. So I open up the gate, and I step on the little thing on the floor. It's like a metal thing on the floor. I step on that, and I was like, oh, this feels freaking squishy. And I'm like unlocking the door, and then I lift up my foot. I stepped on a fucking lizard. And I let out the most bitch scream you've ever heard in your life.
Did you kill it?
I thought I did.
Bro.
I went inside, and I was just like, my feet were like curled in my shoes the whole time, because I was like, dog, I just stepped on a lizard and I killed it.
That's
and like,
nothing, bro.
And then it like turned into like this whole...
I'm about to tell you the whole most horrible story, but go for it.
Yeah, it turned into this whole like, oh, I just fucking killed a lizard, dog. Because like, when you think about it, it's like you're turning someone's lights off, like without their permission.
Hold up, bro.
That's what it felt like to me.
I'm about to admit to some real horrible stuff.
Hit me.
I was on my way to work one time.
Oh boy.
I'm driving. I'm out kind of late, right? And a cat just runs through my car.
Mm.
And I look back, bro, and it's just a cat rolling, but the head is missing.
Well,
I still haven't recovered from that one.
No, I wouldn't either.
I've seen somebody die, and that one didn't hurt me as much as the cat, because I did it, because I felt responsible.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen somebody get killed right in front of me too, which was crazy. Atlanta's a crazy place. Don't recommend going to the hood in Atlanta, or be safe.
Noted.
Make sure you're carrying something with you, and I mean a piece.
I would never go to no.
Atlanta's a crazy place. It's real chill, as long as you don't bother people, but you might bother the wrong mother. You know?
Yeah.
And you gotta have a piece on you, bro, because somebody might try to kill you. They don't care.
Facts.
They really don't. I literally saw somebody get killed right in front of me, and I was like, "Is this fake, bro?" I thought it was fake. Who died here in El Paso? Because no, not Lo. Lil Peep. Lil Peep died here in El Paso because of some laced Xanax or something like that.
That was crazy seeing that on the news.
That was crazy, right? It's crazy how El Paso just has like a bad rep for when people come here, like Wiz Khalifa, Lefty Gunplay, all these people. There's an energy here, bro. There's a certain, and also like we don't make a lot of money. Like there's not a lot of opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, bro, I feel like it's changing. It's just gonna take a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some time, and it's gonna take some building. You know, and it takes people like us to take it to that next level.
Let's do it, man.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, like after listening to you talk, I was like, this is the person that I need to be working with.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was like, I've been wanting to put out some more music. I've been wanting to do some more music.
Do it, bro.
Because I've been writing like crazy.
Do it, bro. Honestly, I think like that's one of my biggest things that I be telling everybody. Like, keep dropping, bro. Like, it doesn't matter even if it doesn't sound like the best or whatever, because then the next one's gonna sound better. And because you learned from how you did the last one, you're gonna be that much better the next time. You know what I'm saying? And like the more that you keep dropping, the more that you stay on people's ears and on people's eyes. And I'm not big on like the whole content stuff, but I think for the most part, most people, I don't like doing what everybody else is doing, bro. Like that's the thing about it. Like that's the only thing about that I don't like people copying each other or sounding like each other. Like you can only go so far like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's no like everybody gets inspired by like I'm sure I sound like somebody else, but it's like, bro, like try to do your own thing, like be your own person, do your own music, and like do your own. Don't do what everybody else is doing, because what works for other people might not work for you. You know, what works for you might not work for everybody else.
Facts.
Like me personally, I'm gonna drop the best music I could possibly drop. And once I get some money, then I'm gonna put it into maybe some videos and stuff. But I'm not out here super like, I don't know, bro. Like, I just feel like content is dope, but our generation is kind of OD'd on content. You know what I'm saying? And it's no bueno, because then it becomes watered down, kind of like what rap became. And it's like you can't water down content, bro, because then it's everybody just spitting on a mic coming down from their ceiling, and it's like, bro, I've seen this video. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do something
exactly
different, bro. Yeah. Like, just do something different. And if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something different. But until then, I'm just gonna put out the music, and if y'all like the music, that's cool. If you don't, that's fine. You don't even have to follow. You don't even have to know about my existence, bro, because I'm out here getting money.
Facts.
And once the money comes in, everybody's gonna know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows who Elon Musk is. What does he do? Who cares? He's got money.
Exactly. Just bought Twitter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter, because if you think about it, bro, when you think about big artists, what do they say? Like Brent Faiyaz, like he was talking about it, like I had to invest into marketing, bro. Or you think of like the JZs or the Beyoncés, like you think, oh yeah, this person was popping at this time. No, they just had really good marketing schemes at that time. Drake was really popping at this time. He had all these billboards. Yeah, he paid for the billboards, bro. It takes money for people to like I could go post billboards, but that's the thing, like you can't skip these steps, because yes, you could go get a big feature, go get a Gucci man, go get a, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could go do that, that's fine, but at the same time, like how long is it gonna last?
Right.
You know? And like if people don't know you, it's only gonna last for so long. So you still need to build it. You can't take no shortcuts. Build your name, and then once people know you, now KP could do the big features. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Paul Walls, and like, you know, like now it kind of makes sense because she built her way up there. You know what I'm saying? Khalid's not really hip hop, or he's really just on. You know?
Yeah.
And those are the three big names from El Paso. But if you look at anybody else, like even like who can I think of? Just any artist that's coming up, if you think about it, like they're like, a lot of people sometimes go for the feature, and then people forget there were even a feature on that song. You know what I'm saying? Like Kamaya is like a super dope artist.
Yeah.
And like she was on like that Drake song, and then she disappeared, but then she stayed steady, and like she built her own fan base. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you really got to do. Like capitalize off of, like, when you get put on, boom, use it, and then build your own. And that's what a lot of people don't do. Like that's what we need to do. If you're gonna do that, you could do that, but it doesn't make sense for you to be a nobody and then to have all these billboards up, waste all this money in the billboards, and then nobody cares because nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like waste all this money into a feature and nobody cares. No,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just wait, build your stuff, and then once the time is right, then you could do the feature, then you could do the billboards, then you could do the, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta do things at the right time, and that's why it takes a team, because then the team will tell you like, oh, okay, it's time for this or it's time for that. You know what I'm saying? Which would be beautiful, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta do things on your own.
I feel
until it pops off, until there's a revenue, and then everybody wants to join, and then you know, little by little, you start. The team should build itself. You shouldn't be out here looking for a manager or anything like that. Like the manager should find you, and find you interesting, and be invested in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? In order to be on the same page, you know, because it's just crazy. Like you were talking about features and like. Talking to people about features, and I hate when people like charge for features, because I'm like, bro, like we're literally at the same level. Like why would I charge you for a feature? Why would you charge me for a feature?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we could, you know, unless I don't really like your music, but then it's like, if you don't like my music, just tell me you don't want to work with me. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'd rather that.
Yeah, I would never. Yeah, well, I'm not saying I would never charge for a feature, but just like who I am right now, yes, I can deliver some crazy lyrics. I could do all this stuff.
Unless you're like a super busy person where you're already a superstar and you have that demand, then that makes sense for you to charge for a feature. Like KP could charge for a feature, Evander could charge for a feature. It makes sense, but to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be just another El Paso rapper and then have an Evander Green feature or have a Crystal Poppin feature. That doesn't put you on their level. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got to do the work that they did. And that's a problem with a lot of people. I'm down to collab with whoever, as long as I like your music and I feel like you're doing something genuine and something different and it sounds good. And I'm always down to level people up, because it's all about bringing people up, like teaching the game, each one teach one, right? And if we're not seeing that other people are doing it, then become the person that's doing it. And like that's why I always tell everybody, like, hey, yo, get on your ass cap, get on your BMI, get on your song, like all these stuff. Everybody knows me for, because that's how I am. Like I literally would even tell some of my own friends, like, I can't do a song with you if you don't have all that stuff, because you're not really taking it as serious as I am. And if you're not taking it as serious as I am, then I can't really like have you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it messes up the business. It does. So if you're not on the same page, then not to be a jerk, but like I don't really want to work with you until you got that settled. Then I'll work with you. And I feel like a lot of people take that as like as a shot or something, but I'm like, all right, it's cool. Like, do your thing. If you want to do it, cool, hit me up. And if you don't want, and sometimes I'll just work with you. Like I'm like, whatever, you know, we'll do it. But it's harder for me to promote those songs, because I know that you don't have all the backing behind you, so that once I put some money behind it and you get paid, you're not actually getting your royalties. You're just leaving it up in the air for like artists like Drake and Kendrick to like take their, you know what I'm saying? Take their the royalties, where the bigger artists, you know, like all of the royalties that don't get claimed go to the bigger artist or to the companies, which is fine. That's why you got to invest into stocks, bro, because you got to be the owner. Ownership is the most important. And how do you build wealth? owning stuff. So why wouldn't you want to own McDonald's, own Google, own Apple, own Tesla, own? You need to buy stocks, and the best way to do it is buy in a basket. It's called an ETF.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy an ETF that has all the technology stocks because personally I feel like that's the future, right? In a couple of years, like what's gonna be the biggest people to grow? Technology, Apple,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like
Microsoft,
and so
Nvidia.
those are probably like the best investments for somebody like around our age because we still have a couple of years to go. Or even the older folks could do it because it's like you're doing leverage in a way
Mm-hmm.
because like they kind of track the S&P 500, which is 500 top companies.
Right.
Do you know about stocks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically all that, like it's important for us to learn all this stuff because we're not from here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is our land, but we're not from here. Like we're not them. And so they don't teach us what they know. And so we stay stuck like this. And that's why we stay stuck in this environment and like this mentality because we don't learn. And that's fine with them. The Rothschilds made it that way. The educational system was made by the Rothschilds
Mm-hmm.
because they knew that would. I'm pretty sure that's who made it. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to get the facts wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Rothschilds has something to do with the educational system and how it's set up,
Mm-hmm.
which is set up a lot like the prison system. It's funny,
Yeah.
right? How you have lunch at a certain time. How you
Yeah.
yeah, they know what they're doing, bro. Because it all came from slavery, and they didn't like black folks. They didn't like Mexican folks.
Mm-hmm.
So they did stuff to have their stuff, and we have our stuff.
Right.
They didn't like Black Wall Street, so what they do, they shut it down. You know about Black Wall Street?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Like they don't want us to be in their space, but you know what? We here.
Yeah.
Don't matter. We took over, bro. It's
Facts,
our
facts,
land.
facts.
It's our land. It's the prophecy. In the Bible it said the tribes of Israel will rule the new Jerusalem
Mm-hmm.
or something around those
Israelites.
things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people say that it's Mexicans, blacks, and Native Americans that are the descendants of
Mm-hmm.
the lost tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
And so I call myself an Israelite.
Yeah.
You know
Facts,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
I do
It
too.
is what it is. But that's just what I believe. Not a lot of people will believe it, but I do believe that once Moses got out, then he went towards like Africa and then South America, which was probably tied up together because of Pangea, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were the continents were together,
Right.
and so they spread out more west. So those were the original people that spread out west, and then they went into like the Peruvians, and then the Peruvians became the Incas, and then the Incas became like the Mayans
Right.
and the Aztecs, and they built pyramids. Oh, what a coincidence!
Yep.
Right? They knew the technology. A lot of people think that there was actually the lands of like Lemuria and Atlantis around there, right? And so then it spread out, and like Atlantis broke up, and then it became America, and then South America, and like
Right.
then we separated a little bit, but at the same time, it's like we're still here. We're just descendants of this whole trajectory, and that's why I'm telling you, it's all connected, bro. El Paso's the third coast. I'm here for a reason. Like we're here for a reason, and there's gonna be something happening here that's like special, and it's brewing, but it takes time. You know, like Atlanta didn't become Atlanta overnight. You know, LA that wasn't LA until
Right.
and New York started it. But then we
Yeah.
need that fourth revolution to come. That next revolution that's happening right now with music is gonna happen, and something's gonna happen in El Paso that's gonna blow up. I'm telling you, we're
Yep.
gonna have a sound. Eventually, we're gonna have a sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it's not a sound, we're gonna have a face, like you said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And whether it's KP or I don't think it'll be Khalid because he's already blown up.
Yeah.
But KP or Evander, myself or you or anybody really, like it's anybody's game at this point, bro.
Yeah.
It's just about who stays and who puts in the work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really, or like it's really about who the masses will adapt to. You know, people will make the choice.
Our
It's
Mount
not about
Rushmore.
what's that?
Our Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, exactly. Like people will do the talking for us eventually. But people know El Paso.
Yeah.
At least we're getting recognized. Sadly for the wrong things, which is like the El Paso shooting.
AIDS.
I don't know. Is that?
I think it was like the highest percentage of
Jeez,
people
you
with
gotta be
AIDS, I think it
careful
was.
out here, yo. People are dirty out here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But it's the mentality too, though. The whole thing about you know, being like this really is like a ghetto. It's just like it looks nice to people because they present El Paso in such a whitewashed version. Like downtown looks like it, you know,
Yeah.
which is cool. I love it. I love to see El Paso shine in a good light,
Hmm.
but don't be fake about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like tell it how it really is, bro. Like it was bad, especially before the when Trump got it. I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump.
Yeah. Me
But
either.
before Trump came in, downtown was ugly, bro.
It
There was
was.
a lot
Yeah.
of questionable stuff, and even now, like you still see people roaming around, and you feel a little uncomfortable, and like that's our people, but it's like it's our people, but they're not our people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you don't know who's who and what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you just never know, bro. Like it be your own people sometimes too. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying? Like so, I I encourage migration, but it's like, bro, you just I know it's hard because they don't want to work with the Mexicans. That's the thing. That's the thing about it that I don't like about Trump. It's like they're not even trying to work with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just don't want other
They'll work with
people.
specific people, like
Yeah,
how
if
they're
they have
bringing.
money, that's the thing. Money makes the world go round. If you have money, you don't have a color. You know what I'm saying? That's why Lil Wayne doesn't know racism because he's always been a pop star.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Not a pop, but not a, yeah, I guess a pop star in a way
Yeah.
because you know people knew him since he was little. It's like Bow Wow. Like Bow
Yeah.
Wow doesn't know racism. Like everybody's treating him as Bow Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's the thing about it is like we come from this and we know what it's like to be from here, but we can't stay stuck here. Like
Mm.
we can't stay stuck at this level. We have to come up and meet them at their level
Right.
and beat them at their game.
Yeah.
And that's why we got to learn financial literacy and we got to learn how to master ourselves because how are we going to be kings and queens when we don't, you know what I'm saying? When we don't respect ourselves, when we don't do stuff for ourselves, when we stay stuck in a certain mentality, we're never going to win. Like how can you win the game when you ain't right within, like Lauryn Hill said, you know?
Good shit.
Right? You can't win if you ain't right within.
I feel. I
Facts.
feel.
Like, it's facts, bro. Like that's and there's a war coming. There's always been a war coming. It's been happening, but it's a spiritual war.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's about good and evil, and you can feel it. And it's not simple about good and evil because we have both inside of us. So it's a constant battle that we all fight within each like inside yourself, and that's
Mhm.
the whole mastery of it. Like once you learn how to blend your dark side with your light side, and like you accept your shadow, and like that's the whole thing about like this album is like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So you come out of it accepting yourself and your creation, and that's why I call myself JC Cushingstein on Instagram
Mhm.
because I used to be Cushington, which it was just like you know like
Yeah.
JC Cushington. I don't know. It was just it sounded. There's another rapper actually called Cushington that's popping up that like
Tough.
Future or Waka posted or something. He's like a white dude rapping. I'm like, damn it, why you taking my stuff, bro?
Yeah.
But anyway, I changed it to Cushingstein because it's like I felt I related a lot to the Frankenstein story,
Mhm.
where you know the Frankenstein story,
Mhm.
right? It's an allegory.
Yeah.
It is. He created a monster, but what do we know Frankenstein to be? The monster, right? But
Yeah.
actually, Frankenstein's
That's
the doctor.
creator.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
creator. So, but that's the thing, though. The monster is him. It's
Mm.
just his shadow version.
Right.
And so he makes this creation that it's imperfect, and he doesn't know how to like bring it out to society, and like he neglects it. And so, like it's like the song Dr. Cushingstein in my album you feel like I'm talking to the listener,
Mhm.
but it's actually the music talking to me.
Ooh.
Yeah, so the song starts like, if you really love me or I need anything at all to you. So it's like it's telling me like if I mean anything, then show up for me. But
Mm.
it's like it sounds like I'm telling people to come like support me, you know, like show up for me at my shows or whatever, but it's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the music's telling me if you really love me, then come show up to the studio, show up to you know to the writing session, show up like in your project, show up with the engineering, like don't neglect me and like put me to the side
Yeah.
and just have me there, you know. And like so it's kind of like the music telling like the creation talking to me like, hey yo, like what's going on, like do you love me or do you not love me? you know? And so it's like, no, I do love you, but it's just like I'm learning to love myself first in order to love you, because like I can't appreciate you fully if I can't appreciate myself.
Yeah.
And so the song kind of starts like, I'm just trying to learn to love myself so I can learn to love my neighbor. But like in a way, I'm like talking about like other artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning to love like other people's music as well. So it's like me talking, like the hook is the song talking to me, and then the verse is me talking back to the music, and then it goes back in like in a mirror reflection type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's
tough,
a really good song.
That's tough.
I didn't, and the thing about it is that I didn't even write it like that. Like it just came out like that. Like I don't know why.
You know, and I love when I make songs like that. Like I'll say something and then it like lines up with the beat in a way that I didn't even mean it to.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that's beautiful.
Right.
Or if I say a line, like it's a crazy bar, but then I'm like, oh, this is a trip on top of that.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't even intend it to be that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this other line that I had. I was like, it's TAC to the day that I DIE. To see the force, I send my blood, don't even need IV. And so the force, like the force, the light, to see the force, as in the four.
Yeah.
And IV is four, but an IV is also the IV into your blood. So to see the force, I send my blood, don't need to see IV.
That's a bar.
That's a bar.
Bro, that'd be a battle rap bar.
But that's what I say. I be barring it up sometimes, and I'm just like, but I keep it nice too. Like it's palatable. It's a singing song, but I do be barring up. Like I love barring up. That's the thing. And I don't, that's like you said, like I don't necessarily even be thinking about it, but it just sounds good. And then I'm like, oh wait, IV, that's force. I'm like, oh damn, I did that. I did that.
Fire.
That's what I be talking about, where like I really want to get into my penmanship, where I'm like impressing myself again, you know, because I've had those moments where like I write something, I'm like, yeah, that's one of them ones, you know.
Damn, that's fire.
And that's what really inspires me to like keep going for the next one, to be like, okay, well, what am I gonna do with this one?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just did a song too. It's funny. I was listening to the podcast, and you were like, "What's one of the weirdest bars that you ever done?" And I was like, "Oh, I just did one." And it was just like, I'm Toby Maguire, caught in my web, like Tony the Tiger. Yeah, I'm feeling great. Tony the, you know?
Yeah.
Tony the Tiger. But I do it with like Tony the Tiger, bitch, I'm feeling great.
Do you really do it like that? Fire.
Well, the thing about it is I have a little sample of actually Tony the Tiger saying great in the background.
Yeah.
So I just left it blank. Yeah.
Fire.
But it's like one of those like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or like there's this one bar where I was like, what did I say? Something about shining bright like Rudolph or something like that. But yeah, I just throw little stuff like that people won't necessarily catch unless they like grew up on the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like me, you know what I'm saying?
I get you.
But yeah, I love those bars.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man, you gotta nerd out sometimes a little bit, you know?
Just a little bit.
You got to, bro.
Yeah, those are my favorite bars to do, like stuff from animes or just like references. I love references.
I love anime, bars. Bro. If you don't watch anime, your own culture.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Nah, but honestly, like I'm big on like movies too. And I wasn't when I was younger, but like growing like in like just like the past few years, I guess, like I don't know why, like after 2020, bro, like after the pandemic, like I really like tapped into like reading books, watching movies, and like because I tried to like not force the making music. So when I try not forcing me making music, I go into sources where like I could grab inspiration. And so what I would usually grab inspiration to was movies. I started getting into books because I was working a lot and I was driving. So in 2020, I was working with Walmart and I was delivering groceries, and I really tapped into books, and that's what really got me into investing. And so after that, like when I started getting back into the music, I was like, I need something to feed me information that's not necessarily a book. Yeah. Something creative. And so I started watching movies a lot to get the inspiration for the... I don't know. I guess I figured that with movies, I would find some sort of type of inspiration. And like the more that I watch movies, like I see the same message back and back and back. It's the same story. All stories come back to the same thing. If you think about it, it's like it's all it's most stories tie back to the hero's journey. You know what I'm saying? About it's all self-realization. Like even the book, like The Alchemist. You ever read The Alchemist?
I haven't.
It's a really good book, but basically it's like about you have to go out there, you have to go experience life, you have to go through these trials and tribulations to become the person that you always knew that you were supposed to become. Like it's just like the Luke Skywalkers, the Harry Potters, the Supermans, the Batmans, all the superheroes, if you think about it, they're all the same story. It's like the Jesus story. Jesus had to leave, come back, and become the person, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody has the same story. And I feel like that's what we got to go through as humans. Like we go through our own hero's journey where we go through our trials and tribulations and we learn and we become this person that we're meant to be. But like in the route of becoming who we are, we get to decide how we're gonna get to who we are destined to become. So it's like destiny and fate. Do you believe in destiny or do you believe in fate? I believe in both because we have like an ultimate destiny, but I feel like we pick our route through our decisions, right? So through our own fate, like we pick our own fate, but we have a destiny that we need to get to. You know what I'm saying? Some people get there, some people don't. But at the same time, like it's because of the choices, you know, that we make that get us to where we ultimately end up. And sometimes it is your destiny to end up in a fucked up place because you got to come back and like maybe you need to redo life. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have to redo life, and maybe it's not your last life here. And like a lot of us, maybe we might be reincarnated, and for a lot of us, it might just be our last life here because we already learned everything that we needed to learn. And so for the next life, we're gonna be like higher dimensional beings, I'm guessing, or like, you know what I'm saying, or something different, or I don't know. The afterlife is a tricky situation. Even after psychedelics, I still don't understand it.
No, I get you.
Quite as much as I would like to, but it's like we know certain stuff about death, right? So we know that it weighs, like our soul weighs something, right? So it's weighable, so it's factual. And also, there's out of body experiences that people have. I haven't personally had one, which I would love to, but at the same time, maybe not.
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
It gets a little scary, doesn't it? Or it wasn't scary for you?
Not for me.
It wasn't for you? Some people like describe it as kind of scary because like they'll go into sleep paralysis where they can't move.
Yeah.
And so that becomes scary. And like some people will see demons and stuff like that. So we know certain stuff like that we could unpair our bodies from, excuse me, unpair our bodies from our souls, right? So if we understand that, then that means there is an afterlife and that we become something else when we die, right? We just don't know exactly what it is. Have you ever seen the TV show with the Duncan guy? What's his name?
Duncan Trussell?
Yeah, Duncan
It
Trussell.
is
The TV show.
The Midnight Gospel.
The Midnight Gospel.
Best
You
show
seen
ever.
it? Oh, bro, I love that show.
Yeah.
But he describes certain spaces. Like you could tell he's off of, you know, it's like Ram Dass too. Like, have you ever read the book Be Here Now?
I haven't.
It's so trippy, bro. Like you could feel the psychedelics through the book. And it's like a illustration book. It's really cool. I gave it to my cousin. I think he has it.
I'll probably buy one.
But yeah, check it out, bro. It's even go look at the PDF, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah,
I just might.
Yeah, it's a real tribute, but you feel the psychedelics off of certain stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like even To Pimp a Butterfly, I could feel the psychedelics on there.
Yeah.
It's definitely a very psychedelic
1000%.
album.
Especially Mama, because that flow is
Mama, I love
ridiculously unique.
And you know what's crazy is that he even like told Drake to go do some ayahuasca. Like,
yeah.
That's facts.
I've
bro.
always wanted to do that, but I'm
gone.
scared.
Yeah, he should just done some ayahuasca and came back a new man or something, bro. Cause that man, he lost in the sauce.
Facts. But yeah, man,
He hanging out with too many what's it called? People. Oh, podcasters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is it? Yep. No. Streamers. A lot of streamers. That's what they call him now. He's hanging out with too many streamers. He's becoming a streamer guy.
Yeah.
And like, did you hear the whole thing about Aiden Ross and Doechii situation? No.
I'm just tired of Aiden Ross. Like he just has.
I don't like him. I don't like him or academics or no hate or anything. But I'd rather listen to like the Rob Markmans or even I don't follow Curtis King, but He's cool. He's like around the same circle as Rob Markman, and then follow the Apple podcast with Ebro and Nadeska. What they had with like the Joe Budden, Nadeska, and Academics was decent too. The Everyday Struggle or whatever, it was decent, you know. But Academics was definitely not supposed to be there. Joe Budden's okay, but he also kind of like, he's too much into the whole drama situation. And then you got Melissa Ford there, and there's a bunch of other home. I don't know. It just starts becoming a little corny, and everybody's kind of calling it out too about how like podcast on podcast on podcast. Wasn't that Ray Vaughn? Didn't Ray Vaughn say something like that about podcast on podcast? It's like, bro, nah, bro. Like y'all gotta chill out with all that. That's why I'm saying like we OD on content, bro, and people just want. Denzel Washington said something very that sticks to me because the reporter was like something about it's hard to tell the truth nowadays, and it's like, well, yeah, but y'all have the responsibility as reporters to, instead of like go for the clickbait, to actually tell the truth, bro, whether it makes it like it's clickbait or not. And that's the thing about people. Like I seen somebody say some fake stuff online just probably so people could share it and be like, oh yeah, this dude got this deal, or this dude got this chain, or this dude got this car. It's like, bro, it's fake. Don't fall for these tricks, bro. The 6ix9ines and the, you know what I'm saying, bro? It's all fake, bro. They're broke. These guys are broke. They probably don't even, bro, like most of these rappers don't know their deals. And if they do know their deals, they might not even know how to get into their ASCAP or BMI account and actually take out that. Like they're ran by all these people, bro. Like they're not who you think they are. Politicians are not who you think they are. Like a lot of people, man, we might not even know if humans are what we think they are, bro. They really might be aliens out here. Like it's crazy. Like Elon Musk said he was an alien. I believe him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just tell you
like
the truth straight to your face.
He's just telling you the truth. Maybe.
Because when you choose not to believe in the truth, it becomes false. It becomes a
well,
lie.
I mean, the truth is subjective. That's the thing about it. Everybody has their own truth. So it gets a little tricky when it comes to truth, because it's the whole thing about good and evil. Like one thing could be true to you, another thing could be true to them. So the truth is subjective, but at the same time, there is certain definite proves that like you could like scientific things that could be proven about like have the effect of the observer. You know, when you test things out, you have to test the waters. That's the thing about asking questions, bro. If you don't ask where your money's at, if you don't ask how the money gets there, if you don't ask these stuff, then you're gonna eventually not know how it works, and it's gonna all fall down. And that's how all the empires fall, because you slack off a little bit and you don't know how things happen. Like, how did Pablo Escobar fall off? He was trying too hard to get into the U.S. government. It's like, bro, you're a trapper. What are you doing over here trying to get acceptance from? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you're never gonna be a politician. Give it up, bro. You could have done so much more with your money. But you over here bombing the U.S., bro. But the drugs and the influence of other, like, why did J. Kush shoot at Kendrick? Because people were telling him to do that. If he wouldn't have shot, it would have been different. It's just like you can't be listening to people's opinions, or you got to stay focused, stay locked in, and that's how the true kings win. A true king stays locked in. Facts. And that's what I'm doing, bro, because I'm trying to be the king. And I don't mean that in like I'm trying to be the number one out of everybody, or El Paso, or you know what I'm saying. I just feel like
you should strive to be that.
Yeah, but I just want to be a king within, like, you know, something that nobody could take from me. Something like I don't want an actual crown, because the crown's I already have the crown. You know what I'm saying? It's spiritual, like it's in me. It's like I don't need any recognition anymore. I know I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? To me.
Right.
I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm doing what I can for me, and I'm doing the best that I can, and that's all I really need. Like, I don't need to compete with anybody else, and if anybody else is competing with me, like, good luck, bro, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not focused on what you're doing. And if I do pay attention to what you're doing, it's in order for me to learn from it, or for me to, like, expand on it, and I want to see you win, you know? Like, I want to see everybody win, all the El Paso artists. I don't care who you are. Like, even if you do suck, I want to see you win. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not on my song, but but I still want to see you win, you know, like keep putting in the effort. Like even if your music sucks, you might get better later. I've seen a lot of people who are kind of mid that come to the studio and like they get better. I'm like, oh hell yeah, dude, you're getting a whole lot better. Like it takes practice, it takes time, it takes a lot of people just want to hop in the studio and be Future or be Drake. You can't, bro. You have to hop in there, find your voice first and foremost. And then sharpen those skills, and it's gonna take time. It's not overnight. And if I can't help you, go help yourself, bro, because I can't be your source. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's your source. You have to be your own source. Yeah. Because once your cup runs out, like, you know what I'm saying, then you don't have no water to drink. So make sure you have a glass full, and then you could pour onto others, but don't over pour, because if you over pour, then you don't have anything for yourself. You always got to keep that faucet on. You know, you're not focused on the faucet and it breaks, and nobody's gonna come fix it for you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna come save you.
I feel.
Can't save anybody. Or what does Kendrick say?
Yo, and I was gonna talk about that song earlier. How it was like Mirror.
Can't please everybody. No.
Oh no.
Can't
Crown.
please Crown. Yeah. Can't please everybody.
No, I was thinking about Mirror. How
what does he say on that one?
I'm sorry, I choose me.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah, that one. Like,
that was definitely kind of an underrated album, honestly.
It was.
If you had to pick between the Steppers and GNX, that's a hard one, huh? I think GNX, but
Steppers for the stories, but GNX for the bangers.
For the vibes. But even then, bro, the silent hit was fire too, and that's a banger. You know, or even and no, I didn't like Father Time that much. I like N95. Oh no, wait, was that off of them? N95?
No, that was on Big
Steppers.
Steppers
too, right? That one was a good one too.
Yeah.
The little itsy bitsy spider flow was crazy too.
Yeah.
It's funny. I heard it off of the Baby Keem collab too. Yeah. You heard the unreleased one? Yeah. That's crazy. See, we're really like tapped into the same.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man. This has been going on for a hot minute. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, but it's a good conversation.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate you, bro. For real. We gotta tap into in the studio or something.
We're gonna get something done, like
for sure.
Because like seeing your motivation is making me motivated.
Hell yeah, that's exactly what I want. Exactly, that's the type of vibe I want to bring to the room. Like because I see it off of other people and how other like really like. I be seeing Jamal Streeter, bro. You gotta check him out, bro. Like this dude, he's a really good performer. Yeah. And like he brings like a bunch of random like artists together, and like he's a really random dude. He does really random stuff. Like we'll have a studio session set up, and then like he's like, "Oh, you want to be in a music video?" I'm like, "All right." Yeah. Yeah. He's like one of those type of people. He's very spontaneous, I guess. And he's a cool dude. He always got mad love for everybody. Yeah. So when I see him like doing stuff like that, I'm like, "Oh, bro, I want to do that. Like bring the community kind of together. Like I like the way that they're doing that." Have you heard of AZ Tunes?
No.
Nah, she's really dope too. She's also doing like a kind of like a community type thing with her and like I think it's the Pie Sisters, I want to say. Or
damn, there's so many names I don't know.
Kind of like a bunch of girls, like they have like a girls' night. It was like Jordan Taylor and Estra Snow, and there's a couple of artists you gotta check out. Yeah, just check them out. I personally don't know all of them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I know a couple people here and there, but there's just so much talent in El Paso. It's just like it branches off into like subcategories and like, bro, there's so much out here. And then there's like the singer-songwriter nights, and like there's like most of it is like at the bars and stuff like that. But the El Paso scene is just growing. It's like it's the lack of resources that's kind of like keeping us back too, if you think about it. Like we don't have a lot of stuff on the east side. Like there's not a lot of venues over there. So and I live on the east side, so it's like for us, for every show to come down to the west side is like I can't get all my people to come down to the west side all the time. Like sometimes I'll get some people coming.
I feel.
But it's like if we had something on the east side, I feel like it'd be a lot more. I don't know. I just feel like there's more community downtown, but at the same time, it's like even then, like you don't know a bunch of these other people, which you need to be interviewing and you got to do some research on. Yeah. But they don't know about a bunch of us people doing, you know what I'm saying? Which is funny. You know, like I would love to be on like the trolley tracks and like, you know, you've heard about how they have like shows of the trolley tracks. Like I would love to do all that, but it's like sometimes you don't even know who to reach out to because there's just so many people. It's like, well, who runs this, and then who runs that, and then who runs this podcast, and who runs the stadium, who runs the radio station, who runs the studio, who runs. It's like, bro, I know a couple people, but it's like they're not out here reaching out to the artists. Most artists that they reach out to is because they've been doing shows and like they're kind of like locally known. But for the most part, it's like most people don't do the research.
Yeah.
When there should be like OGs that have their ears to the streets, and that's what we're lacking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The ears to the streets people.
Yeah.
And that's where they need to hire us, whoever is in charge of all that.
True.
Or get somebody that's, you know, maybe not particularly us, but like get somebody that's tapped in. You know what I'm saying, with the culture, or at least in El Paso, or give us an opportunity to like put on a show or something. Because I know a lot of artists. I just don't have the resources to put a whole show together, or the experience even. Like, I would love to talk to some promoters and be like, okay, you guys did this festival, well, how about you guys collab with some of the local artists, and then like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be dope. Like, that's what we really need. Like, we have Neon Desert, and they were kind of putting like the locals on a little bit.
Yeah.
But we lost that. Now we don't really have anything, and like we kind of have our own, like, everybody's just kind of doing their own thing type of thing. Check out Ill Music too.
Okay.
Shout out to Ill Music, J. Cruz. Yeah, they do like a festival type thing too. And like, bro, it's just, I'm telling you, like, people have great ideas. It's just hard to execute them because of the lack of resources.
Yeah.
If we had more resources, aka money, then El Paso would be a whole lot more fun and a lot more safer.
Facts.
And a lot safer. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just takes money. But the fact that we don't have a lot of money or flowing around here, it kind of just keeps us stuck in that same mentality. And so all these people that did make it out, they should be investing some money into like some clubs or something. But we're not going to, we're going to, you know, what is it called? Charge it to the game. And we're going to do what we got to do. And once we get some money in our pockets, that's what I want to do. Like, if they're not going to do it, that's fine. But, you know,
I'm down
give
with
me some time, I'll do it.
I'm down with it. I'm down with it.
Right. And it's just a matter of time and building the relationships too. It's like, we just met today, but, you know, it takes time to build the relationships and build the networking too. Like, you know, there's just so many artists and so many different people doing different stuff, like Gabriel doing the engineering over there. And like, I just know so many people, you know what I'm saying? And like different genres too. But within hip hop, we don't have like the heavy hits, you know, like the OGs that kind of like be like, okay, we're the OGs in El Paso, and you kind of like, you guys could come get some help through here.
Yeah.
But even if we did have them, like, why would we depend on them? Right? Kind of like Kendrick didn't depend on Dre. Right, or like, or even like nobody like depended, like nobody really thought that Dre needed to co-sign anybody, or nobody thinks that Nas gotta co-sign anybody, or Jay-Z, or like nobody. You don't need that co-sign no more. Like, it's different these days. Like, you could put yourself on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we really need it necessarily, but I would love to see it.
Yeah,
I would love to see it.
I feel
somebody to step up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to step up. You know, somebody got to do it.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to be the ones to do it. I'm not gonna lie. For real. Like, we're just gonna have to go for it. We're just gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Got to.
But yeah, man. Sorry, this is going on really long.
Yeah, good. Let's get it. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for having me.
Anything else that you wanted to put out?
No, just go check out my album. I go by the name JC Kush with a $sign on the S on all your platforms: Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, wherever you listen to music. Pandora. I don't know if people use Pandora or Audio Mac, whatever people use. I don't really be knowing.
Everywhere.
But yeah, everywhere. And at JC Cushingstein on all my social media platforms.
Sick.
Yes,
I'll put that up on screen.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me, brother. For real, for real.
Yeah,
it was nice meeting you. DJ Albert.
We'll get to it.
Well, you never found the DJ?
Oh.
It was Cool Herc. Yo, you know what's also crazy? Hip hop was born on August 11. I was born on August 12. You know when the Aztecs were conquered? August 12th.
Dang.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it all lines up, bro.
It does.
It does.
Sick.
But I think it was DJ Funkmaster Flex. No, not Funkmaster. Man, you're messing me up. Flash. It was Flash. Funkmaster Flash, I think. Shout out to Flex too, though. Drop some bombs on him.
Yeah.
Bro, I love the freestyles too, though. Shout out to, like, he did that. I mean, he might not be the best representation for New York, but he definitely did the freestyle series.
Yeah.
And the LA Leakers are fire too.
Yeah.
We watch those. We need something. You guys should do like a segment where you guys bring people in like freestyle.
I've been trying to do that. Like, I want to get some rappers to freestyle with.
That definitely would bring, like, because everybody's doing podcasts. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's actually doing like the freestyles in El Paso. That would be tight. I mean, of course, they're not freestyles, but like you have somebody in the studio and they go and they spit live. Or spit a track or something, or like a written that they just wrote like the day before or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that would be tight to
see.
It
would. We'll definitely
It's a good idea. Y'all should hire me.
I'm down for it.
All right, man. But I appreciate you for real, though.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, thank you for watching.
Minute away from the Coliseum, we get into a car accident.
Get out of here.